Hello, happy Easter in advance. Yeah, when is Good Friday? Wow, that is great. Glory be to God. And I believe everything will be all right. Yes, and I'll be good Easter Monday as well. Fantastic days. The Lord has decided that we observe those days in being careful and sensitivity. Now, I want us to discuss something about sensitivity. Sensitivity. How sensitive are you? How sensitive are you in this present situation? How sensitive are you in coronavirus age? It's a phase. It will go. It will go. But please be sensitive. Be sensitive to your spirit. Be sensitive to things around you. And be sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit. Apparently, God will lead you. God will send some information to you. Don't believe false, don't believe lies, but hold fast to that which is true. God will send His help to you. Yes, I believe He's sending help to all His children. He will. Sensitivity. I know what you know what sensitivity is all about. Just the capacity, your own capacity, my own capacity to respond to stimulation. You remember the characteristics of living beings? One of them is sensitivity. If you are a living being, you're a human being, then you have the characteristics. You have to be sensitive to environment, sensitive to situations, sensitive to your feelings. Above all, be sensitive to the Holy Spirit. I know how there some people are not sensitive, especially this forthcoming Easter period. You see how insensitive people will be to their earth, to the earth of their neighbors, to the health of their families, to the health of the community. Some people will still begin to drive around and travel around, not knowing whether or not they have already contacted coronavirus. If you don't know some few things about coronavirus, be sensitive to learn about it. Airborne, coronavirus is not flying. It doesn't fly. We are the carriers. We carry it around. Sometimes when we are holding meetings, we transfer here, we don't know. And because you don't have anybody whose forehead has an inscription, coronavirus positive. Nobody, just like HIV. Some people are living with HIV and they are healthy. They look healthy and they are still okay. Yes, go and learn about what they call asymptomatic. You might be. You already have it, but it has not come to the stage of manifestation. Maybe you are in incubation period and other people can be infected. Oh, that's about coronavirus. Today I'm not talking about coronavirus really. I'm just saying that be very sensitive. Sensitivity, I already told you, is your capacity, the ability to respond to stimulation. My emphasis today will also be how sensitive you are to the Holy Spirit, how sensitive you are to your partner, how sensitive you are to your children. Everybody has a message. There's a reason for the existence of anybody around you. Whatever anybody needs on earth is within the proximity. Why do you need your children around you? Why do you make them useless? There are certain things they will say. You got to be sensitive to it. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. All right. I would like to tell you the story of a particular child. It's in the US. He was playing this game, and there was this alarm, and he stopped what he was playing. You know, when children watch cartoon, you know how engrossed they are. Yes, but this boy was so sensitive when he heard the alarm. And he ran towards his mom. Mom, my teacher said that anytime there is that kind of alarm, there's going to be hurricane attack. Hurricane? My teacher told us that. Mommy, let us hide. Let us go under. The mommy did not say, shut up. You're just about 5 years. What are you talking about? The mommy was also sensitive. And she yielded to the idea of this young boy. I know not many people who want to listen to whatever their children are saying. They say, I say, child talk. The Bible says, a wise man sees a danger ahead, he avoids it. The foolish one will say, there is no danger there. We have a lot of dangers around us. Jesus said that sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Every day has 100% of evil in it. That is sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. The joy there is that when Jesus said, lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Even if we have led ourselves in any temptation, in any evil, the Lord is still able to deliver us from evil. Is He going to do that? But when we see danger, we are not sensitive. It protects something. It's pointed at that we are not, something is wrong with us. We belittle information. You say there's no problem. There's no problem. I know very well if you are if you have had opportunity to the kind of book I read when I was a child. Many years ago, I read one about elephant. Elephant was a trouble to everybody where it lived. Nobody could defeat him, and nobody can outrun him. And they say, okay, what can we do to elephant? Let us tell him that I want to make him a king. Wow. I was very happy that now, eventually, you have decided to make me a king. And they got their invitation, the cards out, and that day was meant to be made a king. They already set the crown on a mat, and they were singing, that we're going to make elephant the king, and he's going to become king indeed. He never knew. He was not sensitive. That they already dug a very big pit where they put his seat. He sat down on it, and everybody, and they killed him. Insensitivity had killed a lot of people. The Lord told me many years ago that none of his children are involved in an untimely death or accident or mishap was not warned by him. I repeat, God said that He has spoken, He has warned in the simplest language any of His children that are involved in untimely death, but they did not listen. One sided. They only consider one side. I have a deadline. I have a meeting. The European partners are already here. I cannot disappoint them. I have got to go to meet them and all that. The Lord will have warned you that calm down, slow down. But you are not sensitive. You are not sensitive. The Lord sent someone to you. The Lord sent situation to you. The Lord sent weather to you. You are not sensitive enough. Sensitivity. How can you respond to stimulation around you by weather? Sensitivity. Are you sensitive enough? I don't know. I am just curious. Look at that young boy whose story I just mentioned. If you have kids, you know how serious they are with their games. They don't want anybody to distract your attention. But that child was sensitive. The mother also was sensitive. When you had issue with your car, you want to travel, and the car develops some little fault, and you worked on it, it still will not work. And you're supposed to travel, and you say, okay, let me make arrangement for another one. You made another arrangement and nothing happened. The car was still bad. I mean, what should you do? Isn't that a warning for you that slow down? Must we also always become or act like Balaam? Balaam was a prophet. Balaam will have been told by God that don't go there, don't go and cause Israel. But Balaam will not listen until the harsh he rode on had to have his high hope on. I mean, that's the simplest way Balaam could understand, because Balaam had shut in his heart. He's not going to listen to anybody. Balaam was no longer ready to be sensitive to anybody. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. Don't rely on your strength. Don't rely on your ability. Don't rely on your prowess. Don't rely on what you think you can do. Don't rely on your proficiency. You want to bear with me that possibly that is what killed Julius Caesar. You know Julius Caesar? Yeah, we read the book in 1984 when we were preparing for our West African examination. Yes. A soothsayer told him, sir, don't go to capital. Julius Caesar. Anybody can tell him like that? Say, no, it's not possible. Soothsayer will tell me, no. I don't care about that. Because the name Julius Caesar was synonymous to terror, threats, and war. There's nobody that can confront this man. He knew, and every other person knew. Within him, he said, who dare that? Who dare try that? Nobody. He went to capital truly. He just covered himself with loincloth. But underneath was his sword. He was a warrior. He relied totally on his great prowess, potentials, power, possibly self-importance. He did not know that he needed to be sensitive enough to warnings. He went to capital. Of course, you know the end of the story. He was killed. He trusted people so much. He trusted Brutus because they just finished having lunch together. He trusted him. He said, nobody can betray me ever. And everybody was saying, go ahead. You've got to listen. You've got to hear something beneath what you hear people say. You have to be sensitive. Be sensitive to what people are saying. Be sensitive to what you are hearing, your perception. The difference between what somebody is saying and what you are hearing sometimes. You're talking about sensitivity. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. Listen to your wife. Be sensitive. Listen to the warning of your husband. Be sensitive. Sometimes you don't want to hear anything, but you hear it somehow. You might be driving. Sometimes it might be a certain warning in radio. It might be a story being told. It might be two people discussing something around you. They are not talking to you, but they are just discussing it. And you heard it. Why did you hear it? Isn't that an opportunity? You just hear and you heard. In a positive form, some people might be discussing about an interview that they are trying to apply this place and the oil company, and you just hear about it. Why did you hear? Why is it that it was while you were there that they were saying it? And they were not telling you. They are just discussing, and you heard it. You just pick your pen, write the address, apply there, and you might be the person that will be chosen. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. A lot of people are not sensitive even on the road when they are walking. They put their earpiece on their, and that's why you see vehicle knock them down. They are not sensitive to the other users. Be sensitive. There are signs all around. In fact, coronavirus might be a sign. It's a sign that things are happening. It's a sign that the coming of the Lord is near. Be sensitive. Be sensitive. You know what the Bible has said in the book of Matthew? Matthew 24 verse 32. It says you should learn from the parable of fig tree. Yes. When the branch is tender and put forth leaves, summer is near. Summer is near. Be sensitive to what God is telling you daily. Be sensitive to what you see, to what you hear. Be sensitive. I'm not saying you be taught here and there by what. No, but be sensitive. There are messages every now and then. There are. Sometimes ago, there was a friend of mine that had fasted, prayed, requested the Lord should give him instruction about somebody he wanted to marry. No prophet was sent to him. Nobody. He never had any dream. He was a sincere brother. Those days, you ask God before you go into a relationship. Those days, it's not just sending recharge card, sending some money, taking for lunch. It is deeper than that. That is why relationship has sustained those days. But now it is garbage in, garbage out. That brother cried, Lord, please tell me, shall I make a step? It is my wish I want to marry this sister, and I want to go and propose. What should I do? He came out from where he was fasting one day. He wanted to pick a taxi back up. He saw a bus, one long bus that belonged to a particular church, a particular Christ Apostolic Church. And he read the inscription on the bus. It is CAC, that is Christ Apostolic Church. Jinariri. Jina means far, really much more. It's like distance yourself. He understood it. He understood that, wow, my answer has come. I should distance myself from this decision. Other people have just ready to say it's just a bus that's just passing by. And it eventually paid. It paid off. You don't know which spouse will die shortly before the wedding or shortly after the wedding. You don't know which one will become otherwise. You don't know the one that will turn otherwise. But when you are sensitive, the Lord can speak in the simplest way you can understand. Something happened 2010. That was 10 years ago. I went to a particular church at Shagamu, and it was late before I concluded my meeting. That was around past 7 o'clock, and I needed to be in Ibadan by 8 o'clock. I had a counselee, a particular president of a Christian union, by 8 o'clock. So my host said, "Hey, don't bother to pass through Rema, Axis, and all that. Pass through the express. Within 35 minutes, you are in Ibadan." I said, "But I don't know how I will link it." He directed me that when I got to the express, I will find a particular filling station. I should ask the attendant there. And exactly what I did. In fact, I bought fuel at that filling station and they directed me where we go, not knowing I was going the wrong direction. And that time it was V-boot, Benz that I rode. You know the air conditioner in that V-boot? They call it Orobo. The housing, they call it Orobo. And by the time you put the AC on, it whoops. You get cool on time. Then put on my air conditioner, put on my deck. I was, "Oh, somebody, tell him that you love him." I began to dance, I began to enjoy myself. And I was driving 120 kilometers per hour. Oh, I put that story here. I put the story in this book. This is View Big or Small. Viewing Big or Small. In fact, I titled the story The First Filling Station. It's on page 114. The First Filling Station. That's the title. I tagged it. In case you want a copy of this book, you can just log into www.christmasconsult.com. www.christmasconsults.com. We don't have audiobook of this. It's just this we have. So you can always log in, and it's just $2. And if you want a copy direct to you, you can send one directly to you. You could pay $2 equivalent, and we'll send it to your WhatsApp. We send it to your email. You can always have it. So, and I began to enjoy myself. And suddenly I heard, when you get to the first filling station, tell the manager to give you 800 naira worth of fuel so that I can take back to Ibadan. As soon as I heard that in my heart, remember I was enjoying my music. As soon as I heard that, I saw a place that looked like Sadhguru Maharaji camp. And Sadhguru Maharaji camp to Ibadan is just about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to the toll gate of Ibadan toll gate. So, and I busted to laughter. I said, if I tell my people when I preach that God has some sense of humor, they will not believe me. I thought God was joking. You see, that dog that fails to discern the whistle of its owner will get lost. Jesus said, "I know my sheep. My sheep equally know me. The voice of strangers they will not hear, neither will they follow them." Strangers? But no. That day, I thought God was joking. But shortly after I had made that statement, I saw the three statues. The three statues used to be at the just shortly before you get to the main gate, toll gate of Lagos, and I applied my brakes straight. Now I need to talk to my senses. I wanted to check whether or not I had not missed the first filling station. Luckily, I had not. I drove down there, I asked someone, please, where can I see the manager? You see, God is so good. Where can I see the manager? And the man said, manager is the one talking to someone there. I walked up to the manager and said, manager, good evening. At that time, it was almost 8, around 8. Manager, good evening. My name is Christian Matthew. I'm sure you never knew me from here. My name is Christian Matthew. I strayed. I was going to Sagamo, but I was asked right away to talk to you to give me 800 naira worth of fuel. The Lord had already made provision for me anyway. While I was here talking to the manager, my wife called. She said, your counselor is already waiting. It's already 8 o'clock. Where are you? I said, you cannot imagine where I am. I said, please speak to the manager of the filling station where I strayed. And the manager smiled and shook his head. Of course, I got my fuel filled, my car filled, and I drove down. I sent this money back to him that same evening as soon as I got to Ibadan. But you may not understand the implication of what I just told you. I did semantics, pragmatics. I did discourse analysis and a social linguist. You don't start your university education with PhD. You have to do your undergraduate. You go to your master's. You can't start from the first sentence and jump to the last one. There will have been some strings of sentences in between. I just began to think, so before the Lord could say, by the time you get to the toll gates, the first filling station, he would have told me that I had missed my way. I was not sensitive. What? Paraventure was just warning me that I should be very careful, that there is an accident or that I will be involved in an accident. I will have listened. I will have involved in the accident. Paraventure was warning me that there was robbery activities out there. I would have known. I would have known. I still trivialize it. I wasn't sensitive to the Holy Spirit until He told me, when you get Abba, must He turn to that? Let us be sensitive. This coronavirus age, let us be sensitive. Wash your hands. Keep social distance. Don't involve in community meetings. I am in Nigeria. Government already forbid that because it might lead to spread of coronavirus. Let me tell you what the entire world has done. Have you ever heard about Zoom? Do you want to do some fantastic meeting? Let everybody register with Skype. You will see yourself. I've done Skype counseling since as far back as 2008. Skype counseling, Skype preaching, Skype meeting. There's the one they call Zoom. You can do that. So many of them. Is it Jit Mix? Somebody told me yesterday again. Please do that. If you heard about Ebola and the impact of Ebola, you'll be scared. Be sensitive. Be sensitive to the cry of the unborn babies. Be sensitive to the cry of your little children. Be sensitive to the cry of what will happen to you in case you contact this, and you will be in solitary confinement for 14 days. What does it mean? They say you should say. You say cannot be saying say around. You have said it many times and yet it will not work. If you are asked to keep yourself, please keep yourself. Be sensitive to the instruction the Lord is giving you. He can use anybody. He can use any situation. He can use any time. The Lord is good and He can meet you at the point of your need at any time. Please be sensitive. Be sensitive to your health. Be sensitive. When you are having headache, you are not having headache. Don't just go and start applying Panadol or paracetamol. There's nothing wrong with your head, but it's saying that your body is not heavy. There must be a source. Be sensitive. It's a warning that cool down, rest. You need to sleep. Be sensitive to your health. When you are going to a washroom 5 times in a day, you don't know and see keep on eating something sugary. Be sensitive. Be sensitive to your heart condition. Be sensitive. Be sensitive to your kidney state. Take enough water. Be sensitive. When you are sweating and you are sweating and you are sweating, be sensitive. Be sensitive. Reduce intake of salt. Be sensitive. Avoid eating on the road. Fast food. Be sensitive. If a man could be sensitive to the state of his health, he will have a prolonged life. Be sensitive.